14th Sunday in Ordinary Time, Year A, July 5th, 2026. Reflection, Matthew 11:25-30. Theme, Take my yoke upon you, and learn from me. In the ancient Israel, donkeys and horses were used for plowing the farms and carrying loads. To make their work more effective, a yoke was fastened to the necks of two animals and connected to the cart. A yoke was a wooden crossbeam placed over the necks of two animals to bind them together for pulling heavy loads or plowing the fields. As the two animals dragged the cart through the farm, the cart plowed the ground, preparing the beds for planting of seeds. In addition to making the work more effective, the wooden crossbeam, the yoke, reduced the pain and discomfort that each animal would have felt alone. When Jesus says, "Take my yoke upon you," he is inviting us to bind our yoke with his yoke, just as the yoke was connected between the two animals. And then he added another advice, "And learn from me." Not only does Jesus want us to bind our yoke with his yoke, he wants us to learn new things from him. Learn to be meek, learn to be humble. We should learn from Jesus how he carried his own yoke, so that what was supposed to be heavy became light. We should learn to see every yoke and every burden as stepping stones to new blessings. This is the attitude that saw Jesus scale through the way to Calvary, and finally defeated all agents of oppression. The yoke developed into many meanings in the scriptures. The Roman colonial rule over the Jews was seen to be a yoke upon the Jews. The 10 Commandments, interpreted into 613 laws by the scribes and the Pharisees, was seen as a yoke upon the Jewish people by their own religious leaders. The multiplied laws which the Jewish leaders could not keep themselves, they forced the people to keep. This hypocrisy made Jesus to advise the people to do what they told them, but never to do what they did. Every form of discomfort and pain we may be experiencing today is our own yoke. Every form of oppression we may be experiencing, whether in our family setup, at our workplaces, in the society, and their likes, may be our own yoke. Jesus wants us to bind our yoke to his, and learn from his meekness, his forgiving attitude, his humility, his patience, his resilience, and the sweetness of the victory of the resurrection that came at the end of the battles. As the yoke bound the two animals together, so our yoke should bound us together with Jesus. As the two animals walked and worked together, so we must walk hand in hand with Jesus. The yoke made the animals to surrender to the will of the farmer, whose will was for them to till the ground for planting. In walking with Jesus, we must surrender to the will of God for our lives. As the two animals were partners to each other, we must partner with Jesus if we wish to be faithful in our vocations. Only in Jesus can our minds and our lives find rest. Just as the two animals worked effectively together, it is only in working with Jesus can we be faithful, effective, reliable, and successful in all that we do. This indeed is an open check. Let us bind our yokes with that of Jesus. Only Jesus can make our burdens light. Jesus loves you.